On March the 26th of 2012, I passed out and fell in my house. I ended up in the emergency room in St. Luke's Hospital. They admitted me with a diagnosis of acute mental confusion. That's all they put down. 3 days into my hospitalization, the public administrator carved out a petition to the court to have me declared totally incompetent or totally incapacitated and disabled, and that I should be declared the needed guardian and conservator. There was a 45-minute hearing. I was notified of this an hour before the hearing by a lawyer by my court-appointed lawyer showing up in my room telling me we had an hour to make it to the courthouse. I was served with the papers 2 minutes before the hearing. There was a 45-minute hearing, then the judge granted their petition, and as of that point, they were my guardian and conservator, and still are, 2 years and 2 months later.
And do you have access to your finances?
No, I'm under total guardianship, which means they have total control of me, and total conservatorship, which means they have total control over my assets, meaning, of course, my money.
And how long has this been going on?
This process started April the 2nd of 2012, so it's been going on for 2 years and 2 months.
And what are you trying to do about it?
Well, the only option that we've got at the moment is my appeals attorney is filing an appeal with the Missouri Supreme Court. Obvious thing I would like to have happen, and about the only other thing that can happen, as near as I can tell, is to get back in my house. If there's any house to get back into, and anything in the house, if the house is even left standing.
How do you spend your days?
I sleep about 4 hours a night. I spend usually about an hour on my computer doing emails. The rest of the 19 hours I have nothing to do except watch the television. That's it. No activities beyond Walmart and the grocery store. There's just nothing to do, and I have nobody that I can associate with on a meaningful basis.
Except for your high school friends?
Yeah, once a month I see them.
A group of us got together and decided to find out what had happened to John. We called him, and fortunately, where he was living, they did allow him to have his home phone number, so contacting him was possible. We went and visited John, and we totally expected to find somebody that needed to be taken care of. What we found was the same John Flentie that we had known over the years with very little change. If it could be worse, I can't imagine a way that they could make it worse unless they put him someplace where they didn't allow visitors. I can't tell you how frustrating it is to be involved in this for over 2 years and not to have made a difference.
I just never felt better physically or mentally. Well, mentally I feel kind of screwed up because of this episode of being locked up for 2 years and 2 months. You know, I'm not in the greatest frame of mind, but emotional, well, for having been locked up for 2 years, I'm in pretty good shape. My friends can't believe that I've withstood this as well as I have.